Okay, so you've moved to Japan and now you're living on your own in your apartment and you want some ideas on how to clean it. Some people have never actually lived on their own and had to take care of themselves, so they don't know how to clean, which is unfortunate. My apartment is a Leopalace apartment, so that's what makes it so much easier. Right here, I have my storage bin, so I can put lots of stuff in there just to, so it helps to make the apartment look neater by just stuffing everything under there. But I know other apartments like jet apartments or just apartments outside of Leopalace apartments, they have a different setup where you might not have that kind of storage option, and that makes it harder to keep clean, but you really have to try. No matter how small it is, no matter how limited your space is, because I'm not a tidy person. Usually I have stuff all over the place, but it's clean. So I'm not tidy, but my apartment is always clean. So the ground is clean that I have my stuff on. So that's important, to just make sure that you keep your surrounding and your tiny space clean. So I hope these tips help anyone who's trying to keep their apartment in Japan clean. It's so important. Make sure you try to clean your apartment at least twice a week. Please. Begin with bedding care. So if you're living in a Leopalace or something like my apartment, your bedding will be this structure, and then you have to have a futon and sponge. This is the sponge part. Now both the futon and the sponge part have to be sunned at least 3 times or 2 times a week. If you sun it 1 time, then you're lucky. I know in the winter and summer, mold is very common on these things. So you have to sun it. You have to let them air out, because you sweat a lot when you sleep. So it accumulates in the sponge. And then because Japan is so humid and whatever, mold. It just creates mold and it's disgusting. So try and sun this and your futon at least twice a week. If you get really sunny days, just leave it out in the sun. The sunnier the day, the hotter the day, the better. Here's what I meant about sunning your futon. I just hang mine over the railing of my apartment and just let it enjoy itself in the sun. It really, really needs the sun to dry out all the sweat that's accumulated from the night before. And that reduces the mold. You really don't want mold on your futon because it's so hard to clean. So just hang it out in the sun for about a few hours on the weekend when you have time, or if you're free in the week, just hang it. You have to make sure it doesn't get wet, however. And yeah, what I normally do is, if I see my neighbors have their futon out, that means it's a good day to hang your futon out, so I just follow them. So this is what we do in Japan. You have to hang out your futon and make sure it gets some sun. Now washing. As I said before with the futon, what I usually do is see if my neighbors are doing washing and then follow them. On TV, they actually have a part of the news where it tells you if it's a good day to wash or not to wash, because doing housework is very important for a Japanese housewife. So they accommodate them in the news. So what I normally do, I plug out my washing machine after I use it, because apparently that saves energy. I don't know how true that is. Now, of course, the instructions are in Japanese. I just use Google Translate. So this is to turn on. This is to turn on, and then you pick the setting. I'm doing sheets and towels. So I'll do a large wash, that one. I don't know what any of these are. This is regular cycle. So you just keep it on that and fill. Now what I usually do for detergent, you won't really see that many foreign brands here, but I use 7-Eleven laundry detergent, and I tell you, it is fabulous. It is amazing. It works perfectly. My clothes smell great and look clean. Sorry, I'm choking to death. And I also use my 7-Eleven, what's this called? Fabric softener, which smells so good. So you don't have to buy the brands that you're familiar with. Some of these Japanese brands are really good. So use them if you can. Oh my god, this is so messy. My kitchen doesn't usually look like this. I left it like this because I knew I was doing this cleaning up video. And I baked last night. I made banana bread. So I just wanted to show you how to get this kind of area clean. Here's a tip. Now my garbage is collected, burnables are collected on one day a week, I think. I don't know, I haven't been able to read this properly. This is burnables, and I think it only says Fridays. I'm not sure. I thought it was Tuesdays and Fridays, but I may have been getting that wrong. Anyways, the point is, because I'll have garbage in my garbage can under my sink for a whole week, what I do is when I cook, I put like the meat shavings and like the banana peels and those stuff, I put them in a bag and then put it in the garbage bin, so that way the smell is reduced. So when I open that, the apartment doesn't smell as disgusting. So that's a tip for when you want to throw your garbage away, but you have to keep it for a week in your house, which is done in Japan a lot. So now that I've gotten rid of the dishes, I've washed all of those up, I'm going to clean the kitchen surface. Okay, seriously, I've seen some really disgusting looking kitchen surfaces, especially around this way. Mine is relatively clean because I clean it once a week, twice if I get it really messy, or rather I clean it with this once a week usually. But every single night after I cook, I wash my dishes and I clean up this area with just plain bleach. I have bleach and water in this. This is always good to have around the house, just a bottle with some bleach and water to disinfect stuff. I usually disinfect the cutting board if I cook meat with it, or the sink if I cook meat the night before. So it's important to always keep this surface clean. Every single night after you cook, if you cook, wipe it down. Just wipe it down. And then once a week, you can clean it with this. This is just, it gets rid of the grime and stuff. And it's really effective. So I just put it all over there. I just put it on. I put it in the sink too. Right? And then you just take your sponge. I don't use the same sponge to clean my dishes. This is my dishes sponge. And this is my clean the surface sponge, because this will have more germs, you know. I don't know. For me, with my company, I don't get sick days. So if I get sick, I have to use my paid holiday days. And I only get 5. So, you know, I'm not about that life. I'm going to try and stay as healthy as possible. So my environment, my living environment has to be clean. Some people just don't care and have gross houses. And that's not cute. It's not cute. This is what a nice clean kitchen area looks like. I know for me, all of this just took 40 minutes because I had a whole bunch of dishes to wash and I did the major scrub down. But if every night you just clean up after yourself, it's not a big deal. And this is how you save space. I dry my dishes over my sink in the dish dryer. So this is it. This is my kitchen. For those of you who have never seen my apartment tour, this is my kitchen. So you have to be able to make use of all the space as possible. And when you live in a small environment, a small apartment like mine, staying clean and keeping it neat and tidy is important, because that's how you get bugs and germs starting to crawl on you. My bed is right here. That's where my bed is. So if I don't keep this clean, ants will come into my house and they'll bite me in the night, or other bugs and weird creatures. So you have to clean up every single night. So I mentioned before of making use of small spaces. This is my hallway / kitchen area. So recently I bought a toaster oven, which I love. I bake in now like almost every other day. And I bought this stand on Amazon. I think it cost about 3,000 yen, and it was easy to put together. And it has wheels. So what I like about it is sometimes I have it in the kitchen. Other times I just roll it along and I put it in my room. So right now I'm about to sweep and clean the kitchen floor. So I'm going to move it into my room and then do that. I also just use it. I had my dishes on this earlier while I was cleaning the surface part. So it really is multifunctional. I put stuff on it, I take stuff off and move stuff around, and that's how I survive in this tiny, tiny apartment, which I love just the same. As I said, I'm about to clean my kitchen, bathroom, and washing room floor. I usually use these. They're like Swiffer wipes, but they're not Swiffer. I feel bad using them because, you know, they're cloth and their waste, there's a waste product and it goes into the environment. But with these floors, you can't really use a mop and a broom because they're fake. It's fake wood. So you probably get like water stains under the wood, and then that causes water damage, and I'm not about to pay money to fix here. So, damn it. So I use these. Okay, we'll just leave it there. So I use these instead. Of course, when you move into your apartment, one of the first things you should purchase is a broom and, what do you call that? That thing you collect dirt with. Usually you'd think that you could just clean with that, but no, there's still dust left behind, so that's annoying. And this is what I bought to put those cloth things on. They usually fit any size, and they're all over in every single supermarket, every single 7-Eleven, and they have different types and brands. So I'm gonna just do that now. So yeah, I did a pre-sweep with the broom and dustpan, and I'm gonna use the Swiffer thing, the fake Swiffer thing, to kind of wipe up the other dust that's behind, because these things, like I said, they're fake Swiffers, so they don't really get big particles, so you have to do that pre-sweep. But they're pretty good just cleaning the rest of the surface. So I do that. Well, I have to admit, I'm kind of lazy with the cleaning of the floor, so I do that about once a week. Now, I'm not going to get into details about how to clean the bathroom, but I will say that use the regular bathroom cleanser there to the corner, and Daiso and some other places sells these toilet cleaners, and what you do is you wipe the toilet seat usually when you're out, and it's supposed to disinfect the toilet seat. I use this under the seat. I also use this. This is from Daiso, but you can get the regular ones. What I noticed with these, however, is under the rim of the toilet, not the seat, but the rim. Under the rim, like where I'm pointing to with this thing, it gets kind of stained with these. So I don't really want to use it anymore. I've kind of just stuck to using the toilet bowl cleanser and cleaning that at least once or twice a week, because toilets are gross. Yeah. And I must warn you, my toilet is a washlet, and they're very fancy and very sensitive. So I've noticed right here, that's where they have the squirter, the bidet and the lady parts cleaner. If you use your toilet scrub in that area, it kind of messes up the system for about 2 hours or a day. So don't try and scrub that area, which is really annoying. There's a button on the control panel to let the washer come out, and you're supposed to be able to wipe that down. So try that, but don't scrub that area too hard. What I've done recently, I saw mildew backing up there, which is gross. So what I do is use my bleach and water and spray up in that area to kind of get rid of the mildew. But don't use your scrubber right here. Don't use your scrubber right there, and you should be okay. Now, as for my shower area, as you've probably seen in an apartment tour, this is your shower area. And let me tell you, because of how it's positioned where it's not really aired out, I mean, you can use this feature and air it out to give it ventilation or to dry it, but most times you don't get to run up your electricity and do that. So you have to clean this twice a week, and you have to keep it really clean or you'll get pink stuff growing. I have never had pink stuff growing in my bathroom because I keep it clean twice a week. Okay, I'm not into the gross stuff growing on my toes. So in here is really moist all the time, so you have to try and keep it clean or you'll get pink stuff and other nastiness, and of course mildew and the regular stuff. So this is my dream team of cleaning in here. I use this to get rid of the soap scum. It works pretty well. I bought this from 7-Eleven, but I've seen it sold in Aqua and other stores, so it's there. And then recently I bought this at Daiso. It's a drain cleaner, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good because I noticed, you see right there, you see that drain thing? That drain thing gets so gross. Hair builds up in there, soap scum, all kinds of nastiness. You have to clean that every 2 months. And let me tell you, you will vomit when you remove it. You have to remove that top part and then an inner part and then clean under. And it is nasty, okay? So if you don't clean that, it backs up. But I used this recently, and it did a pretty damn good job. And it also works well for the kitchen to get rid of any smells from like backed up food. So this was a good purchase. And you just follow instructions. You spray it into the whole area, that hole, this hole, and that hole. You spray it in there, leave it for 30 minutes to an hour, and then you come back and clean, and it clears the drain out. And of course, this is bleach. This and water does miracles basically here. So that's a dream team of cleaning cleaning the bathroom. Now the only thing I kind of don't like about my apartment, even though I think it's a blessing and a curse, is that I have a carpet. It's not very comfortable. It's not very cute. Apparently it's better in the winter because it keeps you nice and warm, but you have to keep it clean, and the crumb free or ants will attack you. I have an ants problem. If I drop anything on the ground, they come and they try and kill me at night. So I bought this a year ago. It comes with a little straw thing, and what I found out was the ants had made like their colony inside here. This is my window, so they made their colony inside there. So I use this to spray in there. So anytime I see the ants appear, I kind of just spray them. But they will appear faster if you do not vacuum as often as possible. For me, if I eat in my room, which is all the time, and I drop something on the ground, I try and vacuum it up as soon as possible. But I usually only vacuum once a week. If I drop something on the ground, or if I have cookies in here, then I'll vacuum after. But for like the whole apartment, cleaning once a week. And the reason is, if you look in here, you see that? That's not dust, that's the carpet. Like little bits of the carpet comes up every time I vacuum. So I think I'm kind of destroying the carpet, and I don't want them to charge me for it, so I don't overdo it. But that's the carpet. That's how cheap these carpets are. Or maybe it's a carpet thing. I don't know. I've never had a carpet. So please remember to vacuum your apartment once a week, or if you eat in your apartment and you drop anything, you have to vacuum it, or you will have an ants problem, you will have a bug problem, you will get cockroaches. So don't be nasty. Vacuum your apartment. And also, here's a tip. Do not tape anything on these Leopalace cupboard fake wood doors, because the tape will rip it off. I learned that the hard way, and I hope they don't charge me too much money when I move out. And also, what I like to do, I have half my clothes is over here, and then I have this bar free, because in the winter you don't have sunshine that much, or sometimes it's raining and you have to do laundry. So I hang my laundry inside, and it kind of dries fast. It dries quickly. So I leave this part of my closet open, usually, in the winter. So my winter clothes are currently in storage over there. My room is a mess because I'm cleaning. So they're currently in storage over there. And only my summer stuff are out. So summer stuff are lighter, so they fit in here. So rainy season is coming up, and if I want to do laundry, I can hang it in my room and they will dry pretty alright. Or you can hang it in your bathroom and turn on the heater. That works, but it takes forever. But this is also a good way to do that. So that saves time and energy. This is my nice, clean, well, not so neat. That table's always a mess. But clean, and over here is neat. Neat apartment looks like. Everything is in order. Clean sheets, you know, clean carpet. Let's go over here. Clean kitchen, you know, nice, clean. Floor is clean. We got this back in here. Genkan clean. I'm doing more washing. Bathroom clean. Toilet area clean. Everywhere is just nice and clean. And if you can please just try and clean your apartment at least once a week. Twice is even better. Then you won't have issues with cockroaches and bugs and all kinds of mold and nastiness. You'll live a better life if you try and take my hints and tips and clean your apartment and keep it looking nice, and you know, just make your parents proud. You don't want people coming to a disgusting apartment. And trust me, people can tell when they come to an apartment and they know it hasn't been cleaned for weeks, and it's only because you're there. It has been cleaned. So this is a message courtesy of Jamaica. Keep your apartment clean. Because if it's one thing Jamaicans know and take to heart, it's cleanliness is next to godliness. So keep your space clean or you nasty. So that's it. I hope this video helps. Goodbye.